Hi everyone, this is Denise Levy. I'm an artist and designer, and today I'm going to show you how to put together this balloon yay card. Okay, let's put this card together. I designed this card and it to be for any kind of congratulatory situation. Graduation. When I'm filming this, it's May, so lots of graduations coming up. It could be new house, um, new job, an engagement, etc. So, and you can, like I always say, you can easily adjust colors on this to kind of customize it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this background layer glued down, fold that. And so the background layer is just going to glue right to the front of the card. I'm just going to get, since I don't have a ton of surface area, usually I just put glue just on the bottom when I'm doing the background, so it gives me time to kind of wiggle and shimmy the piece around, so I make sure that I've got it squared up. But since I've got all these cutouts, I think I'm going to get away with just getting glue everywhere, hopefully. And that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take the positive balloons that we cut from this, and I'm going to glue them in place because you have these black pieces with the balloon string, and I don't want it, let me pop this back out. I don't want that piece to go down in there and then kind of have a little bit of, you're going to have a little bit of height distance. Now, if you want to do it that way, you certainly can. I just want a little bit more. I don't think that would be bad. Just grab a color and show you. So you've got the white layer that gives you the little highlight, and then you have that. And so that would probably work just fine if you want to skip this extra step of gluing these positive pieces back in there. I'm going to do that so I kind of have a flat surface. And like I said, also gives me a little bit more dimension. I'm going to pop that in there. Hopefully I'm not getting glue everywhere. All right. And then I'd like to, when in doubt, I like to dry fit because these balloons are hand drawn, so they're not completely symmetrical. I just like to make sure I have it going the correct direction for these single looking or single balloons. Okay, get that one in. And this one. And I think I just recently got this glue gun situation from My Sweet Petunia. This is only like the third time I've using it, and I haven't been a week or two, I've been out of town, etc., that I've used it, and it did not clog at all. You have this little holder that it sits in, like this, and I didn't put a cap on it. I didn't put a needle in there. It's just been like this on my desk, and it did not clog. So I am pretty pleased with that, because that gets really irritating when you have these fine glue tips that are always clogging, and the pin gets rusty, etc., etc. So highly recommend this glue gun. Okay, now before I start gluing everything together, I am going to get organized here and make sure that I have all these going where I want them. I always say that this is crafting. It's not that serious. But so if you get one that's like not exactly how I have it, it's going to be great. So no worries. Are these? So I think this one goes here. And so this is going to take just a little bit of fiddling. And not every balloon like has a tail, because you have the sentiment that kind of covers it up. So I believe, oh, I've got one more. I think this one goes there, this short one, and then that one. So I do believe that this is how I have it designed. Now, if you do it a different way, that's absolutely no problem. These balloons here, like I said, kind of get covered up. I'll just grab the background layer of this, and so I just didn't think there was any reason to fiddle with that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the ones that are on the back. So I'm going to start with this one, and I am going to now grab its layers before I glue it. So that, and then it's a yellow. So it's going to be like that. So we're going to start with the yellow balloon. Make sure you have this layer going the correct way. A little glue. That down. Find that picking stuff up I can better fiddle with and get that in place. And then all the highlights are going to go on this right side. So you just know that you've got it going in the right direction with that part over there. And then that goes on top like so. And then I'm going to get this down. And I'm not going to put any glue on that tail for right now. I will maybe get a little bit down after I get everything in place. Then I'm going to do this green one. No, I'm not going to do the green one. The pink one is in back. So the pink and the red and the purple. So next I'm going to do this. And again, if you just start getting these put together and down, and you do it with a different one than I have on top, it's great. It's your card, it's your project, and that's what I think the beauty of handmade things is. They're not perfect. I'm going to get that over just a little bit. Oops. Okay. Make sure I got this going in the right direction, and I do. A little bit of glue. And get that down. I guess the last one I did it off and then I glued it. You can do it either way. This actually might be easier just to do it how I'm doing it this time, right on the card. And then the pink. Okay, and now I can do the green, and that's going to overlap. I'm going to do that first. Get that in place. There we go. And oh, like that. Okay. Make sure that is correct, and it is. And there you go. And then the green. Oh, why did you move on me? Oh. Okay. And now the green top layer. All right. And then next I will do this this little balloon that is red, and no, that's the one that has the little tail. So that's the one that's got this little tail, and then the purple has this longer tail that's going to go on top. So, do you believe I have that going the wrong way? Yep. Okay, a little bit of glue here. If you purchase this card from me, thank you so much for supporting my art. I truly appreciate it. If you're interested in buying it, will be available. My Etsy shop, which is DeniseLevyStudio.com, and then I'm also on the Silhouette Design store. If you just search for Denise Levy Studio, and all my designs on there should pop up. And as always, I will have links to everything in the notes to this video. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go over here to the orange, and with this one I'm getting a lot of cardstock. I might if you could see the top of my desk, yeah, there's no, oh, it's my lucky day. I was like, there's no way I'm going to find these. I think with this one, I have these really thin foam adhesive circles I'm going to use just to kind of bring that up. But this card, it's not complicated. It's just, I guess, maybe a little bit tedious, I would say. But I think it's, if you're someone who likes to like do puzzles or stuff like that, you will love putting together a card like this. And I think in the end it makes a really sweet card. And like I said, you could definitely personalize this. You could even take off the yay sentiment and add a birthday sentiment if you're a stamper, or you have another card with that sentiment that you could cut out and add to the bottom. I think that would be really cute. I just like the yay because then it can be used for so many different occasions. Okay, so now I'm going to get this purple down, and I'm going to put, I guess I'll do two of these guys. I buy these little foam adhesive circles. I've talked about them before. I buy them on Amazon, and I was a little disappointed at how, the thickness. So I was like, really? But they've actually turned out to be, just want to make sure I get this. Yes. They've actually turned out to be great. Like in a situation like this, I don't need to raise it up that much, but that's just like perfect. Just gives me a little bit of height, and that's going to go that way. I'll get that down. Okay, I'm going to continue putting these balloons together, because at a certain point this is like watching paint dry. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm down to my last two balloons here, and these I'm just putting together, and then we'll glue to the card. And that one, actually, you know what? I'm going to put also some foam adhesive on the back of this one. Just bring it up like so. Perfect. That was extra. Okay. get this last balloon together. And as you can see with the little balloon strings, most of them kind of get glued down with just all the overlapping that we have going on. So I wouldn't mess with putting glue on the back of those. I just don't think it's necessary. So that part is done. For me, having to glue thin things like that, I usually just make a colossal mess. So maybe that's just me. So with the sentiment, you've got 3 layers here. So each white letter there's just going to be a thin outline of black. And I'm going to grab my tweezers, or maybe I'm not. Darn it. I don't see them. Oh, here they are. Okay. So I think that will be easier. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it, with that thin outline as best you can. And I think sometimes it's just easier to pick it up. At least it is for me. And then kind of shimmy that around. Like so. I'm going to just hold that together. All right, now I'll do the A. Get a little bit of glue. And do the same thing. Just get that even outline as best I can. Looks good. And then the other Y. You certainly could cut the sentiment out of vinyl. It cut very easily out of cardstock for me. But if you are more comfortable with vinyl, certainly could do that as well. Okay. Now our exclamation. I just, you can see it's kind of slanted up to the right, so that's the direction you want it to go in. Get a little glue. Get this. I'll just put you right there. All right. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. And then we have our dot, and this doesn't really matter. I mean, this is hand drawn, that's why it's a little wonky. But I think that just kind of adds to the charm because these letters are all hand drawn by me. But you just want to get the dot so you're getting that black background, and that looks like that's going to be good. All right, now we're just going to put them in place on the yellow. And I'm going to continue doing this, and I will be right back. Okay, almost done with the sentiment. I'll get that down. That. And move the card over here. You can see the whole thing. And then the sentiment is just going to kind of go down here, just centered. I actually might move it so that it gets over that tail a little bit. And then maybe I'll put some glue behind that one. That looks pretty centered to me. So I'm going to get glue just behind this part, and then I'm going to get some I'm going to get it where I want it, and then I'm going to put some glue dots behind, I believe. That's how I'm going to do that, which Might be a little backwards, but it would have been easier just to do it. But with these glue dots, you really don't have time to move them around. So I'm going to do it this way. That, and then actually I'm going to put a glue dot behind this one because that pink one is kind of, the purple was popped up. The purple balloon, it's got a lot of dimension, but this pink one's more flat to the card, so that will even that out a little bit, hopefully. Love it. Okay, and I'm going to, I don't like how this one, that doesn't bother me, but I don't really like how that tail is popping up, so I am going to just try to very carefully get just a smidge of glue back there so I don't make a mess. Hold that for a couple seconds. I don't like how these are, I don't mind how these are popping up. I think that's kind of cute, gives it some more dimension. But anyway, this card is done. Thank you so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it, and I also appreciate any likes or follows here on YouTube. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.